Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Welcome to your 8-card draw. What do I need? Shadow read for this full moon in Pisces to new moon in Libras, September 2022. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons. Mal for short, they're my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle production since 1998, 24 years in service. At the time of this recording, I am also the author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. There is a link in the description box so you can preview it, including the dedication to my mom, who I just saw yesterday, drove up to Saratoga. We're looking at a house that we really want to buy, so I can move up there. They're doing all the legwork for me because I'm down here on Long Island. So we're waiting to see what happens on that. And oh yeah, I am a creator on Patreon. Patreon.com/drawing the circle, a wonderful creative platform for all different types of creativity, I guess you could say. I'm a mystical artist, so really digging it over there. A subscription platform lets you set different levels and tiers of subscriptions with different benefits, different prices. Digging it over there. I stream there every morning. I have not missed a day in, I think, over a couple of months. A cup of coffee from the laptop over on the couch, talking about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications. We always end with a little prayer, a little blessing, a little meditation thingy. Great way to start my day. I love it, and I know my patrons are too. So you're looking for a little deeper, a little more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, then come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. That all my friends just call me Mal, and you can. You're Libras, why not? I am Mercury conjunct Venus in Libra, 3rd house. That's why I'm a little bit of kakido and a little bit of a chatterbox. Have been my whole life. Just confirmed with my mother that when I was 7 years old at Post Farms in Pennsylvania, I, by myself, got on an elevator with Henny Youngman. Look it up, look him up, God rest his soul. Told him a joke. I checked her with, I was like, did that really happen? She's like, yeah, that really happened. So there you go, Mercury conjunct Venus in Libra, 3rd house. But let's get down to biz. Look, if you're new to the channel, an 8-card draw is just one card from 8 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline, in this case, a waning moon. Good for shadow work, which is why I call them shadow reads. The letting go, the releasing from full to new. I also do the 5-card draws for the new to full. That's to grow and wax and build. This is to release and surrender and weed the garden, if you will. I love using the language of spiritual alchemy, the idea of lead to gold, that lead, which is toxic and lethal, has 3 more atoms than gold on the periodic table. So that process of waning, releasing, forgiving, transforming, what have you, those over a 2-week period is often very doable, and that's what these readings are for, to get you clues, tips, and hints on how to do this. Because the more you do your shadow work, the more you alchemize from lead to gold, you're not just shifting quantum timelines to, one would say, more healthy or golden timelines. You're taking the planet and everybody you know, and even those you don't, along with them, because there's an infinite variety of quantum timelines, apparently, and please don't make me do math. Other than that, look, let's look at the timeline. We're talking about the full moon in Pisces, Saturday, September 10th, 5:59 a.m., let's just say 6 a.m. That is the full moon I was born on, Virgo Sun, Pisces Moon, which is going to be really, really cool, for me at least. But then it's the 2 weeks following to the new moon in Libra, Friday, September 25th, 6:55 p.m. Now, I gotta say, Libras, being a witch, Friday, the day of Venus, with Libra, 7th house dynamic, partnerships, marriage, romance, that kind of stuff. It's it's probably the best romantic love magic day that I could think of off the top of my head. Oh yeah, new moon in Libra on a Friday. That's like the right pin code, just gonna say. So this may be helpful to help you weed the garden, but that's why you do want to check your other signs, because this is one situation we're about to look at. Your moon, your sun might have a different point of view on the situation we're about to look at. or you may have 4 different areas of your life that are all interconnected, because you're the common denominator, to wane, to release, to heal, to forgive, etc., etc., etc. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the best that I can to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace to help you do your shadow work, which is helping me do my shadow work, which is helping the world transform to a better place, anchoring something much higher here on this planet, if you get my gig. And there's a wonderful link in the description box if it's still on YouTube. The link is still there. A movie called The Shadow Effect featuring Debbie Ford, who is unfortunately no longer incarnate, bless her soul. But it's sort of like the movie The Secret, but for shadow work. It's a good intro. Forever young, please take a nice deep breath. I'm ready. Still point. Good to be back in the saddle again as I am using the Caroline Myss archetype deck. Our first card down, I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, the angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the general assembly, the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above only, please, the spirit animals and totems, Lord Ganesh, and the pantheons of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures. Please, one card in clarity. The Caroline Myss archetype card to show us the dominant soul power hovering over the head of the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers, because if they apply this to themselves, they're going to heal. They're going to help the Libra, their cross-watching, heal, as well as the entire Libra collective, which is a lot of people, I would think, on planet Earth. So, what's their 8th chakra dominant archetype? Beaming down the code, the message, changing the program, the electromagnetic fields of all the chakras, shifting what they attract and repel. This full to new September 2022, and you got the lover! Ding, 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 ding. And you get a lover archetype, and you get a lover archetype, and you get, come on, Libras are the lovers of the zodiac. And the romantic ones just don't ask a Libra what they want for dinner, right? Well, right back and forth. Now, as lovely as the lover archetype sounds, it is, by the way, a masculine family archetype, and it's not about physical gender. That is about external expression, yang dynamic, as I like to call it. As lovely as the lover sounds, all archetypes are neutral, so it is a spectrum of shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy. And it's not always about romance, but it certainly can be. The shadow attribute written on the card just gives you an indication of the lead, right? The stuff you don't want to look at or deal with, and if you are, you don't want anybody else to know about it. The light, what you're shooting for, and the possibility of a hidden blessing, which the last card down, the Blessed Bee deck, will give us a little bit more information on the gold, or the blessing that's already in play, but you may not see it. The shadow attribute of the lover, obsessive passion that harms others, and self-destructive devotion. Hi. Yeah, Mars. Mercury conjunct Venus in Libra 3rd house can totally cop to that. The light attribute, great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. So, look, I have the lover archetype. You can have it a reason, a season, or a lifetime. The lover archetype comes and goes for me in the sign of Libra, believe it or not. Sacred Contracts, Caroline Myss. It's her archetype deck. MYSS, she's a PhD. But I have an immense love for the divine. Like, I could be a hermit. I was a hermit over the pandemic, pretty much. And it is the prayer. I mean, I experience the love of the divine as noun and verb. Play with that one in your head. To the point where I just weep tears of joy and love and gratitude. And my cats are just sort of staring at me. And that's how it rolls. So this can play itself out in all sorts of different ways. But that's why we got 7 more cards. So, got that like a satellite beaming down into the next 4 chakras down. The crown, the third eye, the throat, and the heart. Spiritual, mental, willpower, choices, decisions, and emotional power. The yin dynamic, the world behind your eyes. Your second level of power. We're going to use Daughters of the Moon Tarot for that, and then we'll get the Mythic Tarot for the lower 3 chakras, the masculine, external kind of yang stuff. Please, yang stuff. There we go. Please take a nice deep breath. Good to be back home. Still point. Okay, that felt good. As I call upon my goddesses of air, the sign of Libra, powers of the East, please, one card in clarity from the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Give us the heart, throat, third eye crown, internal, world behind the eyes dynamic for the Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading, what they need to be aware of. We had a jumper to help them do the shadow work, because bottom line, third chakra, you got to choose to do it or not. It can be delayed but not prevented. This life, next life, 10 lives from now. This full to new September 2022, the Six of Flames, which is the Six of Wands, but in the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, it's Bastet, and the key word is play. You want to play? Want to play a game? Not that one. Yeah, I mean, it's balanced fire. Sixes, numerologically, are numbers of balance and harmony. Digging that, and I have a very strong connection with the Egyptian cat goddess, goddess of the sun, Bast or Bastet. I have 3 black cat boys, if you believe me. And I wrote a spell a long time ago called the Bast Cast. You can probably find it on my channel somewhere. A traveling circle of protection and containment. But before I leave the house, when I had to travel, I put the spell around the house and around each of my boys individually so they would behave themselves, and all went well that I'm aware of. You know, cats. So look, with the Lovers, this definitely speaks about throat chakra. I feel like you have the opportunity to do this in a healthy, balanced way. That the word play, of course, is weird, right? Like, you don't necessarily want to be a player here with the Lover archetype, but you can choose to play your role, right? To be really, really aware that if this is romantic, of what your obsessions might be, right? You know, again, obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion, like keying somebody's car, like scoping and probing, which is a nice way of saying stalking, cyber or otherwise, right? So there are choices here that you can do this in a fun, balanced way, and I'm sort of digging that for a shadow read, but the choice is yours. Imagine that shifting around the planet. You just do it a little bit, right? Everybody else shifts a little bit too. So let's look at the outside world. Lower 3 chakra, the masculine dynamic, your relationships in the world, looking at yourself from the outside in like a mirror. Maybe from the inside looking at a person, place, or thing, because the lower 3 chakras are about relationships in the world. Root chakra, groups, tribes, circles of friends, your nationality, your favorite band, right? Are you a Deadhead? Are you a member of the Bad Reputation Nation, right? That's tribal. All of that in a side of fries. Second chakra, one-on-one relationship to another person or thing. Money, sex, power, creativity. And solar plexus, your relationship to yourself, your boundaries, your self-esteem, your survival intuition, your honor code, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't. Please take a nice deep breath. It feels so good to be back. Still point. Tingle, 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 tingle as I call upon my gods of air. Sign of Libra. Powers of the East, please knock it out of the park. Mythic Tarot card, please, for the Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. What is it they need to be aware of inside out, you know, outside in, lower 3 chakra relationships in the world to help them do this alchemy of the Lover with the Six of Flames, Bastet on the inner, this full to their new September 2022. The Star. Uh-oh. This is starting to sound like a true love read. Look, hopes and all of that is great, right? Hopes and wishes, I get it. That the tarot card of the Star has been called that for l'étoile, has been around for a really long time. But in this deck, it's Pandora's box. The myth, not necessarily the drag queen, although there may be some overlap there I am unaware of, but wouldn't be shocked of. You know, she let all the horrors out. There's a wonderful, wonderful video on YouTube by Neil Gaiman. Sandman's freaking amazing, by the way. Answering questions about mythology. And he talks about Pandora's box. It's not a box, it's a jar. And he said that, you know, hope is the one thing that doesn't get out, which is sort of like the last evil because we don't give up hope. However, I think the larger part of what this is about alignment. This is about you following your destiny. To me, the star is the highest vibrational spiritual card in the major arcana, if not the entire tarot itself. Because here's planet Earth, here's the moon, here's the sun, and the star is way up there, right? There are stars. We're seeing the light of stars that burnt out billions of years ago, right? And yet still they seem to shine. So this is about alignment. When it's a major, like this is definitely throat chakra. You get to choose if you want to play or not. But this, when it's a major arcana card, lower three chakras, it's all three of them. So this might very well be about you following your guidance, your grace, your inspiration, your hope on a hero's journey of love, true or otherwise. And by the way, nobody's handed true love day one, except, you know, sometimes with parent and child you do get that. Once Upon a Time Season 1, ABC. But more this can be about really following your star, right? Following, just read, promise me you will read from Terry Pratchett, We Free Men, WEEFREEMEN, the first of the Tiffany Aching series, everything I really needed to know about witchcraft I learned from Terry Pratchett, about people who follow their stars versus those people who work really hard at it too, because it's a balance of both. I love this. I'm kind of glad. Well, we're not done. We're not done. But certainly in terms of tarot, that's lovely. So what we're going to do for our fourth card down is get you a Matt Kahn healing mantra, right? To kind of work the chakra stuff there. Nothing like a mantra, particularly for the creative air signs, cardinal earth signs that Libras are, to really play with it in the mind. Let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. All right, isn't still point just that center point in the scale, right? That doesn't move, but that keeps it all in balance. As I call to the ascended masters of love, which is pretty much all y'all, but because we got that lover archetype on the table, please, one card in clarity for the Libra collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, the perfect healing mantra to help them align these chakras to fulfill their destiny, whatever it may be, to help them do this shadow work, lover in the eighth, play Bastet, Six of Flames on the inner, the star on the outer, this full to their new September 2022. Honoring adversity. A fire reveals a path of renewed direction once the burning is complete. Now, don't freak. That's not a womp womp card. But it is saying, certainly, that the path of true, the course of true love never did run smooth. It's Billy Shakespeare. I slept with him a long time ago. Boy, they needed to bathe more. Honoring adversity, I think, is really important for each of us to say, yes, these are adverse conditions I am dealing with. So if you don't know which way to go, it's okay, because it just means the fire is not burning. Now, alchemy needs three specific elements, or things, you could say, aspects. It takes time, it takes pressure, and it takes heat, right? So the fires of transformation. Fire is the element of transformation. You've got fire dominant on the inside here, but in a healthy, balanced way. So psychologically, I think this would help anybody, because it's, what do they say? It's oh God, my friend Angelo used to say it all the time to me. He said something that if it's not over, if it's not over, it's not done, or something like that. It's like that. The burning isn't complete. And really, turn on the news. It's not, right? The path of new direction does reveal itself eventually. But what are you going to do while it burns, right? Bosco, why'd you torch the house? Laughing at me. I studied Judy Tenuta-ism for a while. Back on LP. Where are you? Honoring adversity. When adversity is honored, life is appreciated as oscillating cycles of deterioration and renewal. Death and rebirth, the cycle of the year, the solar cycle through the seasons. Deterioration is the natural process of new things becoming old, while renewal is the process of old things becoming new again. I just had an All That Jazz flashback. As you learn to honor these two interconnected processes, which is why I do the waxing and the waning moon reads, these two interconnected processes just as naturally as the changing of seasons, you are able to embrace adversity. It's not a punishment, but a gift of renewal birthed out of the ashes of erosion. Hence the process of alchemy, right? Exactly what these readings are for. Now, I'm also well aware at this time that there are, forest fires in the western part of America. Not shocked, right? It's been going on for quite a while. Call it what you want. Who cares what the causes are? I think it is rather symbolic for where humanity is right now. Now, the thing about forest fires is, they suck. It's like I'm a past life dryad, if anything, right? But that ash does make fertilizer, right? It will rain. There are seeds, and it will grow again. So even nature, give her 1,000 years. You know what I mean? She'll come up with something, as if we let her, right? So it's a good metaphor to keep in mind because it's quite literal. This mantra is ideal for processing unforeseen changes, because who's not getting hit with those? Overcoming superstitious beliefs, like the tennis players. We just watched the U.S. Open. That guy was cute, though. Tennis players, those legs. And surrendering the ego. Surrender, Dorothy. Because the ego just wants what it wants, like a child. And once it gets what it wants something else, right? So if it doesn't get its way, right? Instead to say, no, we're allowed to not like this, but we can honor the adverse situations. And it popped it into my head, it totally makes sense. The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. You don't have to take it personally. This is not a punishment that we're going through. I don't believe that. It's a whole other conversation. Some snowy night by the fire. Let's ask your higher self. Your higher self and the higher selves of all involved. If this is truly a romantic context of which there is some adversity, which again comes into every relationship regardless of form, then their higher selves have a say in this too. So cross watchers, buckle up. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, fifth dimension and above, eighth chakra and above, what is the whisper of love for the Libra collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, particularly because of that new moon on a Friday, which is just love magic big time. What is the piece of information, inspiration, insight most needed, most helpful for the Libs and their cross-watchers to help them alchemize that lover bastet on the inner, which can be playful and fun, following the star if you're willing to take the journey and honor adversity as we go this full to their new September 2022. Love who you are. There's an application of the lover archetype. Love who you are. You are a divine and wonderful person, deserving all the wonderful things that life has to offer. So, of course, the burning's not complete yet. Does this make sense? The alchemy's not done. This is a shadow read. You're pointed in the right direction. But doesn't it just make sense? You are a divine and wonderful person. Now, that's not a compliment. That's the truth. We all are. Really? Yeah! That's the hard part. But all the great heart-centered mystics throughout history have said exactly that, and some of them got nailed to trees for it, right? Oh, watch Good Omens, read the book, Neil Gaiman, Terry Pratchett, right? What are they hanging him up for? What are they crucifying for? He said, be kind to one another. That'll do it, right? We are all divine beings. We survive the game down here. We keep coming back. So, how did you want to do the alchemy now, or do you want to wait another 10 lifetimes? You can do a little bit over a 2-week period, loving who you are. Now, I will recommend the book by Matt Kahn, Whatever Arises. Love that. His first book, he's a genius. We're very different stylistically, but I think we're on the same trajectory mission-wise. I just call mine Pagan Paradise Planet Earth. It's very Themyscira now. I love that. Love who you are. I'm down. A friend of mine said, oh, Mal, you've always known like how to love yourself. I'm like, yeah, sure. You can heal your life. Shakti Gawain in the 80s. Yeah, but you gotta like feel it, right? You can't ignore the pain and just wish it away. That's what shadow work is for, right? The unfinished business, not to mention the stuff that we picked up along the way with conditioning and ancestral patterning and past life, this and that, quantum, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. What a nightmare on Elm Street. So that's why we're going to ask Lord Ganesh, the new deck. The Whispers of Lord Ganesh by Angelo Hartfield, who also does The Whispers of Love, except I skipped a deck because I love this deck. We'll get to the elephant in a bit. The elephant in the room. Divine Animals Oracle. I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to move too, but it's good to be back. The Divine Animals Oracle by Stacy DeMarco, coolest name ever. Because this is a hero's journey kind of thing, right? So every hero should have their spirit animals and totems along with them. They do anyway. Battle Cat, crypto. Every time I hear cryptocurrency, I think Superman's dog. But this book is genius. The artwork is gorgeous. I'm very connected to my animal totems. And considering you got Bastet on the table, let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. This just almost ran right into the elephant, didn't I? Still point. And that's not just coffee from this morning. This is actual Libra collective energy coming through. As I call to the spirit animals and totems for the Libra collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Suns, and Cross Watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. Please, who walks with them, who swims with them, who flies with them, who crawls with them, helping them do the shadow work necessary to alchemize the lead to gold in the lover with that Six of Flames, Bastet, playfulness on the inner. Also a card, yes, of victory and being seen, but, inside with the star that could also be them shining their light out, radiating like the star that we all are at our core, and we let our divinity shine out. Lead to gold ratio, honoring adversity. The path has not been revealed yet, so they just gotta love who they are. Worthy, the word deserve isn't fun, but worthy of all of the things that they want, right? Their heart's desires. Just need to do the work to get there like everybody else. So please, what is the Divine Animal Oracle for the Libra Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, this full to their new September 2022? You got the Peregrine Falcon, like Mrs. Peregrine Falcon. Miss Peregrine. Oh, Ava Green, man. Would love to meet her. But I would want her to speak Verbis Diablo because Penny Dreadful is one of my favorite things on planet Earth. Observation is the key word. I do believe the Peregrine Falcon is the fastest bird, I think. I have a friend who is a bird watcher, a park ranger for years and years and years and years. And a little bit of a falconer, although she's really into her border collies now, which I understand. 25. So I'm just going to read you the first part and the last part. The verbal description and then the magical application. Please take a nice deep breath, just for shits and giggles. Card number 25, Peregrine Falcon, keyword observation. Where do you get this? Take a step back and simply observe a situation. The burning ain't complete yet. Listen and watch before you decide on a course of action, as acting rashly will not serve you in your current situation. You are being supported by powerful forces. Do not fear. You are protected. Oh yeah, and Mercury's about to go retrograde, I think tomorrow at the time of this recording, which is obviously before full moon. So yeah, stand back and watch this. That card of the star on the outer could very much imply a higher vibrational practice that you're aligning with, right? But with that playfulness, it's not so serious. But wouldn't that make sense to observe the situation and see it from another place? Or as, you know, Ascended Master Howard Jones, don't crack up, bend your brain, see both sides, throw off your mental chains. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'd still make out with him. The magic of the Peregrine, the primary magic of Peregrine is one of protection. That's interesting. The energy is one of an all-seeing observer and protector on high, like the star. Work with Peregrine magic when you need some powerful safeguarding or support. The other element I love about working with Peregrine energy is the wise observational quality it provides. When you need to make a decision about a situation and need to have more information to do so, this animal will help you see the full view and to be patient about the gathering of intelligence. The fire is not done burning, but we didn't start the fire. Go on, say it. It's always burning since the world's been turning. Generation X, don't sue me. I'm moving my home. I can't afford it. Now, the whispers of Lord Ganesh, because those 3 extra atoms between lead and gold can be seen as obstacles. And though he is the Hindu elephant-headed god of success and prosperity and joy and wealth, he's just wonderful. In the West, he's always seen, it seems predominantly, as the remover of obstacles. So think of those 3 atoms as obstacles. I love this deck so much, and I love Lord Ganesh, and it's an honor to just tune to him and ask for the right card. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Beloved Lord Ganesh, please, one card in clarity for the Libra Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video and receiving this reading. What is your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power, your oracle message to help them remove the obstacles, the lead then into gold, doing the shadow work of the lover in the 8th, 6 of flames, Bastet, play on the inner, the star on the outer, honoring adversity. Path has not been revealed yet because of the path of new direction has not been revealed yet because the fire is still a burning, but they can love who they are. There's no question as to their divinity because we are all that, but worthy of everything that their hearts truly desire. So to work with that Peregrine energy, to pull back, to see it from a higher place, to observe the situation and call for the information that they need, which is not always the information that they want, but the information that we need. So what do you got for them, beloved one? This full to their new September 2022. Guidance. It's like a little baby Ganesh. He's so cute. I love elephants. I mean, I am a cat person. I mean, Nastasia Kinski, notwithstanding. Burning down, what is it? Putting out a fire with gasoline. Card number 33, Guidance. That was only two pages away. That's not too bad. Oh, it's a little long. Don't they all say that? Please take a nice deep breath. Card number 33, Guidance. Guidance is all about learning to communicate with your soul and discovering and manifesting your purpose. That's the star card. That is really about, say, getting into alignment, your physical aspect, your relationships in the world, coming into alignment through divinity, which is at its core love. Ganesha is worshipped and adored by the Trimurthas, or the Trinity of Hinduism, which is made up of Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma. The story goes that during the period of dissolution, the water and wind were demolished and the earth evaporated. Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva wandered the earth to determine what was causing this dissolution. The gods discovered a huge aura of light where Ganesha was enshrined. The Trimurthas immediately bowed to Ganesha in reverence and began to worship and praise him. They requested that Ganesha bless them. Ganesha entrusted the gods with 3 separate duties. Vishnu is the preserver, Shiva the destroyer, honoring adversity, that's the fire, and Brahma the creator. Guidance is based on communication. The soul can send you messages through symbols, synchronicities, hunches, sudden inspiration, dreams, and even direct channeling. You're soaking in it. Consciously connecting with your guides, heightening your psychic abilities, and fine-tuning your skills to be present and pay attention are all important parts of learning to receive guidance. As you open up, your soul begins to communicate your inner purpose for this lifetime for you. When you learn to hear and recognize its promptings, your life starts to take on a magical quality. Doesn't necessarily mean it's easier. It just takes on a magical quality. Watch any episode of Charmed or Bewitched. You know what I'm talking about. Remember that you can ask Ganesha to support you in creating a raised awareness. Here's an idea. Make a point to look at spirituality from new perspectives that may be unfamiliar to you, like with the peregrine maybe. Be willing to talk to people whose experiences and beliefs are different from your own. If we all did that a little bit, this planet might be a little bit easier to live on. Not that we won't incarnate elsewhere, I guess. You may need to move out of your comfort zone in order to do this. You will be all the richer for it. If you are concerned about getting true information about your personal life from a psychic or intuitive, you can prepare for it by asking from your heart to receive information that is for the highest good, which is the prayer that I make every time right before I do a reading here. It's like for the well-being of all, right? For the highest good. Be sure your motivations are pure. Shadow to light, lead to gold. You can ask the psychic to channel the words that your own soul wants you to hear to further your spiritual growth. I'm just going to say mileage may vary depending on who the channel is. Rely on your intuition and your inner knowledge rather than your intelligence or conscious mind. Now, saying that to an air sign, that's just cuckoo bananas. So I'm just going to read it again so you can take that apart. Rely on your intuition and your inner knowledge rather than your intelligence or conscious mind, because the conscious mind is the tip of the iceberg. The subconscious mind is what's below the water a little bit. You can sort of see it, but the unconscious mind you can't see, and that's where the soul resides, in the sub and unconscious mind, if you don't mind me saying so. Watch for synchronicities and opportunities, trust your instincts, and pay attention as your messages can turn up from a variety of sources. Be attentive to your dreams. You may want to keep a dream journal. Synchronicities are likely now. It is possible that a pleasant surprise will be coming your way soon in regards to your work. This could even be a new job opportunity. The gods Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma may represent the different male energy in your life. Engage in the energy of men in your life or in the energy of the Trimurthas to assist you with the task at hand, which is shadow work. But it's getting more and more and more romantic, because the thing is if you're really, not everybody has the lover archetype. Doesn't mean you can't be in love. That's a different thing. Jungian psychology is tricky that way. Again, you can have it a reason, a season, or a lifetime. But if this is really about seeing things from a higher place with that peregrine energy, right? While you're honoring adversity, you may not be able to know which way to go right now. Burning is not complete. Hence, calling upon the guidance, and particularly for Ganesh, who removes obstacles, sometimes in the very beliefs that we have, right, to see things differently. Even the true prayer for a miracle in the Course in Miracles is help me see this differently, right, from the point of view of the soul, not the ego, because the personality is between those two, which you're going to choose of your own free will. I hear beep beeps. Somebody's backing up. Back it up, sister. The hidden blessing we will look at with the Blessed Be, our last card down. The gold within the lead from Lucy Cavendish, the mystical Celtic blessing cards to enrich and empower. I dedicated the deck to all the pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures. So we do these for real, but let's see what hits the table first. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Alrighty. As I call upon the pantheons of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures, for the Libra Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, signs, and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading, please, what is the hidden blessing? The lead within the gold, the light at the end of the tunnel, if they just do their best, right? To do the shadow work, the alchemy, the forgiving, the letting go, so they can alchemize that lover archetype with that playfulness on the inner, following the star, being the star on the outer, honoring adversity, because a fire reveals a path of renewed direction once the burning is complete. So you're not wrong that you don't know what to do, because the burning's not complete. Why it's so imperative from the higher selves that you love who you are. You are a divine and wonderful person, technically a soul incarnate as a person, deserving all of the wonderful things that life has to offer, including their heart's desire for love, which we all have, but not all deal with that. But that they could call upon that peregrine falcon for observation, right? To get other information, as we see in the guidance card here as well, but to see things from a higher perspective. All that considered, all things considered. NPR, please, what is the hidden blessing? Already there, but just needs to be revealed to them step by step, little by little. This new to their full, September 2022. They're this full to their new, September 2022. A blessing on the children's. Got South Park flashbacks, drag queen flashbacks. A lot going on today in the third eye. Card number 11, a blessing on the children. She's got a little uniform, a little unicorn kid. You know, mares eat oats and does eat oats and little lambs eat ivy. A kid will eat ivy too. I didn't, but wouldn't you? Would you? Card number 11. 11. Don't make me wear white after Labor Day. We're going to do this for real. All joking aside, I've got, come here, I've got the Hope Stone on the Torch of Trust spells. You can find them on my YouTube channel. To give the blessing, but we do these for real. So I'm going to give the blessing, and then we're going to end. That will officially end the reading. But if you want to hang out for the last little bit is when I let loose, because I'm so constrained. But that's how I release the Zodiacal Collective that I'm reading for. I just let them say whatever they want through me. And it's usually pretty goofy, but this part isn't. Please take a nice deep breath. Pantheons of the divine, confer this blessing through me. Still point. Card number 11. A blessing on the children. A blessing for your own children and for the children within our lives, for they are all our children. So yes, this could be about literal children. This could also be about that child within your heart that believes and wants and hopes very, very, very much. Inner child work. Forever young. Only you, as the mother or father, know the tender moments you have seen. The first cry, the gaze of wonder, the curiosity of the newborn in love with the world, or howling at the teeth of hunger within the belly. I wouldn't know this lifetime. May the children of the world be most blessed as they move from babe to child, learning the gifts of speech and movement, of thought and awareness, as they move from being entwined with mother to becoming their own selves. May they be guided with understanding and be taught resilience and strength of character. Sounds like a hero's journey. May their falls be lessons from which they learn to rise up, steady themselves, and continue. May they learn that kindness to themselves need not forgo kindness to others. May they be taught the gift of self-love. See, I think this is more about you addressing the child, the children that we all are on the inner. But, of course, if kids are involved, kids are involved. May they be taught the gift of self-love, self-awareness, and may every step they take be watched over, yet be without impediment. May they have teachers within schools that foster respect and understanding, and may their teachers show them the way through examples enlightened and wise. Let the innate goodness within come to the fore, and may they learn to be their best selves, even amidst the harshness of the world. Let every false step be followed with a refining of their way, and may the blessings of the love you have borne them to be reborn through their love and contributions to the world. May their nature be allowed to come forth, and when they change the world in ways their elders fail to understand, may they have the strength to embrace them and bring the old ones into the next world they are creating. Blessed be for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So motivated. And so it is. I'm telling you, I'm thinking that's skewing more towards the inner child, with literally children tumbling and howling. But it's on the inner. Yeah. So did you like it? Then like it. Please hit the thumbs up and help the other Libras find it. I'm not monetized on YouTube anymore, so it's only to help other people at this point. But if you want more of me here on YouTube, I highly suggest subscription. Just subscribe. Hit the notification bell, because I put these out when they're ready. Unless I'm traveling, then I make them ahead of time and schedule them, which is what I'm still doing now, I guess. But if you want the deeper experience, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, come Patreon on Patreon. Patreon.com/drawing the circle. A lot of fun. I mean, really. We're playing a lot over there. And building a lovely, lovely, lovely community. And I'm really digging it. And a lot of stuff they get. A lot of people elsewhere do not get. A lot of exclusive content, a lot of advanced content. So yeah, come Patreon on Patreon. And if you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link in the description box. Booking a reading with Mal. I take clients all the time. I work from home. Even when I'm moving, I'll probably be doing readings in the U-Haul up. But I'm going to do my best to serve. So if you want, go check out the video. Explains it all for you, just like Clarissa. Right, kid? Otherwise, wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed of this full to new September 2022. And this could make sense for nailing the dismount and planting that seed, your new moon in Libra on a Friday of all things. Hang in there. I love you. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.